Today's topic is pulse width modulation and current source inverter. So, what is pulse width modulation and what is the requirement of this modulation in inverter design? We will discuss in detail. Voltage control of inverters. First one is external control. In external control, we can control the frequency using the inverter model, and then to control the voltage or magnitude of the voltage we will use AC voltage controller in the cascade connection with inverter at output side. Second one control is using chopper and inverter module. We use chopper at the input side of inverter, and first we convert the variable voltage fixed DC to variable DC, and this variable DC is passed through inverter where the frequency of inverter is varied. Actually, at the beginning of inverter, I told you that inverters are used to get the variable voltage and frequency from fixed DC output voltage. But in single phase VSI and three phase VSI, we have seen only we can vary the frequency of the output voltage by varying the switching time or conduction time of the switches, but the magnitude of fundamental and output RMS cannot be varied, it remains fixed. So to vary it, we can use the external control or internal control. We have discussed external control here, but there is a drawback of external control that number of stages increase, due to which power loss along with size and weight of the equipment also increases. Secondly, the filter requirement become more costlier. After external control, there is another control known as internal voltage control using pulse width modulation technique. It is the most famous popular technique. As the name suggests, pulse width modulation is used for varying the output voltage magnitude by variation of pulse width in half cycle, each half cycle positive and negative half cycle. What are the advantages? We can control the voltage within an inverter, and we can eliminate lower and order of harmonics to improve the quality of output waveform. To apply the pulse width modulation technique, we can realize a module such that we will use a comparator, and there are two inputs, carrier and reference. Reference is what we have to convert into PWM technique. Reference can be square wave or sinusoidal, and the carrier may be single pulse or multiple pulse according to the requirement. Here the concept is when the carrier magnitude is greater than the reference, we will switch on the switches S1 and S2, and when carrier is less than reference, S3 and S4 will be switched on. Output RMS can find by using the formula Vs 2D by pi power 1 by 2, where 2D is the width of the pulse in each half cycle. Graphically, we can see the pulse width modulation. Here the triangular wave is used as carrier and square wave as a reference. When carrier is less than reference, S1 S2 are switched on, and when carrier is less than reference, then S3 S4 are switched on. We get the output voltage waveform like this. The width of the pulse we get is 2D in each half cycle, in positive and negative. Fourier series of this output voltage is given as below. We can get the nth harmonic output voltage from here. To eliminate the nth harmonic, we'll use this formula 2D equal to 2 pi by n. So width will decide that which harmonic we have to eliminate. See this problem. What is the pulse width required to eliminate the third harmonic? So n is representing the nth harmonic. For eliminate third harmonic, we put n equal to 3. So 2D equal to 2 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3 or 6 pi by 3. This is valid only for 2D less than equal to pi. So we will consider only 2 pi by 3. So 2D equal to 120 degree. So in each half pulse, the width will be equal to 120 degree for eliminating third harmonic in single pulse width modulation technique. To eliminate fifth harmonic, we have two options here because 144 degree is less than 180 degree. So we can observe from here that for elimination of low order harmonics, there is only one option, and for higher order harmonics, we have many options of the pulse width to eliminate it. From the Fourier series, we obtained the nth harmonic output voltage magnitude, and by putting n equal to 1, we get the fundamental component of harmonic voltage. We know that output RMS voltage is Vs 2D by pi power 1 by 2. By putting this in the formula of distortion factor G, by putting this formula in G, we get the VOR by V01 by VOR equal to 2 root 2 by pi Vs sin D divided by Vs 2D by pi power 1 by 2. This formula we obtain the distortion factor, and by putting this distortion factor formula in THD, we get the total harmonic distortion. For example, if the pulse width is 120 degree, we get the distortion factor 3 by pi and total harmonic distortion is 31%. So from here we can understand that here even and third harmonics are absent and harmonic distortion is reduced 17% from the single phase VSI, as there is 48.43% we obtained total harmonic distortion. Next one is multiple pulse width modulation technique. In this technique, for example perspective, we have seen here 3 pulse width modulation technique. It means capital N equal to 3, and by the graphical analysis here is showing that how Vc and Vr are used to get the output voltage, where in each half cycle we have 3 pulses. The width of each pulse is 2D by 3. For number of pulse equal to n, The total pulse width in each half cycle is 2d and each pulse have width equal to 2d by n. If we consider only half cycle, positive half cycle say from 0 to pi, the time period of the carrier cycle is Tc and time period of the reference cycle is Tr, where the reference is representing the square wave and carrier cycle is triangular wave. So from the figure we can observe that 3 Tc equal to Tr by 2. We know that frequency is inverse proportional to time period. So 3 upon Fc equal to 1 upon 2Fr or 3 equal to Fc upon 2Fr. We can generalize it by placing n in place of 3. So general formula of number of pulses we can derive here from n equal to Fc by 2Fr. Pulse width can be determined by using the similar triangle concept. We can take any triangle from here and generalize like this. In the bigger triangle is ABC and small triangle is ADE, where DE is the line which cut the carrier, which is known as reference line. So using the similar concept of triangles, ADE is similar to ABC, then O is the point made by AO on the line DE, which is perpendicular, then OA upon AM equal to DE upon BC. We will put this value. OA is the difference between carrier and reference voltage magnitude VC minus VR, and AM is VC. DE is the width of the pulse and BC is can be derived from here equal to pi by n. From here we get the formula of width of the pulse W equal to pi by n 1 minus Vc by Vr by Vc, where Vr by Vc is the modulation index defined by small m. So W equal to pi by n into 1 minus m. Next topic is current source inverter. We are considering here single phase half bridge current source inverter. The difference from voltage source inverter is that here inductance is used with the voltage source, which is not allow it to vary the magnitude of current, source current. Other process will remain same. Here thyristor T1 and T2 switch on to make I0 equal to Is, and thyristor T3 and T4 switch on to make I0 equal to minus Is. These are the magnitude of gate pulses representing here, and this is the I0 current, load current, which is shown in the diagram. Output voltage here depending on the load parameters. For the resistive load, output voltage will remain same as the load current, but the magnitude will vary. What will the magnitude at this condition? V output equal to I0 into R. This will be the magnitude of output voltage and the waveform will be square wave. But here we are watching output voltage waveform for the capacitive load. Here output voltage for capacitive load will be triangular waveform, as we are observing here. Input voltage waveform will be sawtooth waveform. How we get the sawtooth waveform? Because when T1 T2 is switched on, V output equal to V input, and when T1 T2 switch off and T3 T4 is switch on, then T3 T4 will reverse the polarity of the output voltage. So what is the output voltage? We get the input voltage in reverse of it. We know the Fourier series of square waveform. It is like for I naught current, it is summation 4 I naught by n pi sin n omega t, distortion factor 2 root 2 by pi, and harmonic distortion is 48.34% for square waveform. We can find the nth harmonic, current magnitude, and to get the voltage magnitude we will multiply Zn, where Zn is in polar form, magnitude and angle will be considered. By putting the value of Zn, we get 4 Is by n pi Zn sin n omega t plus phi n. For capacitive load, Zn equal to 1 by n omega c and angle is minus 90 degree. We will get the output voltage waveform like this. Equation is like this, and we can see from here that V output is inversely proportional to square of nth harmonic. So we will get the triangular waveform.